right. So as the students head out, parents, if you're following along in our liturgical calendar in the box, this is our last week of Christmas. As you know, the church is still decorated with all the Christmas decorations, and so I'm so sad to see them go. But then we start, next week is the first week in ordinary time. But ordinary time there's nothing ordinary about ordinary time. It's extraordinary time. And so if you're following along with your liturgical calendar at home, this is where you should be at this point. So I just want to give you, before I introduce Father Andrew, I want to give you a quick rundown of what we're doing this month at home. I shortened, I've been listening to a lot of feedback from parents. We purchased a program, and then with each lesson have sort of changed it dramatically to sort of meet the needs of our family very specifically. So I hope that you find this take-home lesson really accommodating to the needs of your family. So I've given you a rundown, as I have every time, and the lessons are about reconciliation and temptation and God's mercy and forgiveness. And so I've given you a quick outline about that. Our first lesson is about temptation and conscience. And all of the materials for that lesson are right there in the book. So that seems like the longer lesson, but everything's in there with the table talk, and then you'll give your children the opportunity to apply what they're learning about, what the church teaches us about decision making, and about what our conscience is. What we think our conscience is a feeling, but it's really a knowing, because we know what's right and what's wrong, based on basically the Ten Commandments and what Jesus has taught us. So that's what you'll be doing with your students. And again, I've given you all the words that you need to say there. And then there's a couple scenarios where they'll put it to action. And then the activity is this little book, which every child will have in their folder. And it's like a My Good Decisions book. So they'll just fold it and cut it and then ask, you can make up scenarios and present them with the opportunity to use their book to make decisions. And the directions are all in there. The next one is again about mercy. We're praying from the Psalm of the day, that day, if you do it on a Sunday, for example. And then we have this little following Jesus on his trail to mercy, and that whole lesson is that activity. And in it are the scripture verses, and so you just would sort of look up they're short passages about God showing mercy and forgiveness. And I've given you the scripture passages as well as the page numbers in your St. Mary's Press Bible, so it should be very easy for you to follow along. And then I've recorded a story called The Friend Who Forgives, and it's about Jesus and his forgiveness of Peter. And it's a great example of, we make mistakes and Jesus still forgives. So that's that lesson. And then the third lesson is about the prodigal son. There's also a video. I've given you a QR code to take you directly to the video. The thing with videos for children, like I create this playlist for you each week or each month. If somebody uploads a video on YouTube and labels it for children, I can't save it to our playlist. It's lame, but it's true. So therefore, that's why last month I sent you links to those videos. They don't allow you to save videos made for children. So there's the QR code for that great story. The series of that story is called God's Story, and it's by Crossroads Kids. They're so great. We used them a lot last year in Faith Formation. Then to read the story, which is, again, just these couple pages in your St. Mary's Press Bible. And then we have a game called Mercy Bingo. And then a little log for you to track. For your kids to talk about when they've received mercy and shown mercy to others. So it's a pretty simple lesson, but I think it's fun. And the God story is great. So there's that. So that's the lessons for the month. So I think that in the context of your family life that you can accommodate those. So today, to sort of set the stage for the conversation on mercy, we have Father Andrew, and he is going to give you all kinds of good stuff. About primarily the sacrament of reconciliation. So with that, we welcome Father Andrew.